my topic today is COVID-19 and the reasons why you should get vaccinated and the positive effects of getting vaccinated. So COVID-19 is dated back to early October, November of 2019. The first case is actually found in China. Then by January 2020, it started to spread globally. Then by March of 2020, it was officially declared a pandemic. Then, according to the CDC, which is the Center of Disease Control, from the beginning of March 2020 to now, there's been about 796,000 deaths just from COVID in the US, which is a lot. So part of that has affected people's lives. It's affected the economy. It's affected socializing with others. It's caused supply shortages, such as toilet paper. People were really stocking up on toilet paper because they were afraid that they were going to run low on toilet paper because of the supply shortages. But thankfully, I think they have that figured out, and there's still toilet papers on the shelves at stores. Just to introduce myself, my name's Becky Robinson, and the reason I find this so important is because my sister previously had COVID-19, and she was in the ICU for a few days. It was a scary time, so this is why I think it's important for people to get vaccinated. So today I'll give you three main reasons why you should get vaccinated, as I just said. Then possible locations. Reason number 1, the COVID-19 vaccines are effective. It can reduce your chance of getting COVID, which is always good. Because COVID can be deadly, as I said. The 796,000 people that have died just in the US alone. It can also help you from spreading COVID to others if you are infected. And it can also protect you from, or help you, reduces the chances of you getting COVID, like I already said. The Washington State Department did a study on people who were fully vaccinated. Approximately 4 million people were in the study, and it showed that 1 in 5,000 people actually got COVID again, even after they were fully vaccinated, which is much lower than your chances would have been if you weren't vaccinated. Probably a good reason not to want to get COVID-19 would be one of the side effects sometimes is losing your taste or smell, which would suck because then you couldn't taste or smell your food. So all your favorite foods, you wouldn't taste them for possibly a short amount of time, but also some people have had long-term effects from COVID-19, such as trouble breathing. My next point are the vaccines are safe. The vaccines underwent all the safety checks that they would normally go through, but the only reason they were approved so quickly compared to other ones is because of updated technology, and also money was put in to try to end this pandemic, because research is sadly ruled by money, because without money, then they don't have the resources they need to complete the research needed. But COVID-19 had a lot of funding because people wanted to end this pandemic due to all the negative side effects, such as supply shortages and people dying. Something you should be aware about is that the vaccine does not give you COVID, it gives you the antibodies. But sometimes there are rare complications which you should be informed about, such as anaphylaxis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, and in very rare cases, even death. But there's also side effects with every medical intervention you do. Another good reason to get vaccinated is herd immunity, which is how we slow down the spread. Transmission is lower for the majority of the population if the majority are immunized. According to the Government Accountability Office, the Science Technology Assessment Analytics says that an infected person can share the virus up to 7 people. So if that one person shares COVID with 7 people, then those 7 people share COVID with 7 other people. As you can see, it just gets bigger and bigger. And then it's like a spider web. So it just goes down, or like a pyramid, if you will. It just gets bigger and bigger. So then that's how the spread gets so big, which causes pandemics, as you already know. To see an end to the pandemic, we need to try to reach herd immunity. And right now, scientists don't exactly know how many people need to be vaccinated yet to reach that, but it is something that is being studied. There are past things we have reached herd immunity for, like polio, smallpox, measles. Now for my final point, if you will. There are 3 types of vaccines you can get. You can get Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, then Pfizer. Moderna and Pfizer are both made with the same mRNA technology, and they are both 2 doses, while Johnson & Johnson's only 1 dose. But Johnson & Johnson and Moderna are for people 18 and older. Pfizer can be used for people ages 5 and up. And locations that you can get these vaccines at are like Goddard. You can get it at your local county health departments, local hospitals and clinics, pharmacies. You can research this online, and these vaccines are free for you. To conclude, to end the COVID-19 pandemic, herd immunity needs to be reached. The vaccines are safe and effective. You can protect you and the others around you if you do get vaccinated. There's plenty of places to get vaccinated at, and you can Google that. One of the locations is right on the OU campus. And if you have any other questions, you can also find a local health professional near you, or you can also Google information. Then for my 2 questions that were asked, the first one is, what major legislation has affected this issue and why? I decided to talk about how President Biden has put in mandates for the vaccine for military, federal employees, and for companies that are over 100 employees. Part of the issue that has been affected is that not everybody agrees with these mandates. So there are people quitting their jobs, which affects them. And there's also lawsuits to fight against these mandates. And for the U.S. Air Force, they have already discharged 27 airmen due to the refusal of the COVID-19 mandates, which is rather quickly. So, then for question 2, what major court cases have affected this issues and why? There are currently a lot of court cases about this. But specifically, I decided to talk about the Oklahoma court case because Oklahoma has filed because of the mandate that has been put on the Oklahoma National Guard. Because the DoD denied Oklahoma's request to be exempted from the mandates, so Governor Stitt and the Oklahoma TAG are trying to fight against these mandates to make it where soldiers can choose for themselves. You can find this information on the Network for Public Health Law. Yeah.